I would want to ask, many professionals struggle with LinkedIn visibility. What are the key things job seekers should be doing on LinkedIn to attract recruiters and hiring managers? And I also want to ask, is it okay or is it not okay to put the open to work green banner
Great
on?
question. Great question. Okay, let me answer everything. So, yeah, now LinkedIn is one of my favorite topics as well. I'm actually doing a free webinar tomorrow on this topic as well. But most job seekers treat LinkedIn as an online resume, but it's actually a really powerful networking and personal branding tool. So, to attract recruiters and hiring managers, you need to optimize your profile for search, showcase your skills effectively, and also effectively engage with the platform, which we've discussed that too a little bit already earlier on today. So firstly, optimize your headline to show your value. So your headline is one of the most important parts of your profile. It's what recruiters see first when looking for candidates. So don't have this like a boring or vague headline like software engineer or marketing professional, because that doesn't make you stand out. So instead of your job titles, you also want to include some key skills. You want to highlight your value proposition, and you also want to use industry relevant keywords so that recruiters can find you. As an example, for a data analyst, instead of just saying data analyst, you can say data analyst, SQL, Python, and Power BI, turning complex data into business insights, or for, let's say, a software engineer, instead of just saying software engineer as your title, you can say full stack software engineer, then mention your tech stack like React, Node.js, and AWS, and then passionate about scalable solutions. Or for marketing professional, you can say growth marketing and SEO specialist, helping brands drive engagement and conversion. So yes, so that's what I'll do as the headline, headline to start with. And actually, talking about open to work, so a lot of people they put on in their headline actively seeking opportunities. Don't do that, because that's not, like, no one actually really cares that you're seeking for opportunities. Like, recruiters care what you can bring to a specific job. So instead of saying that you are actively seeking opportunities, I would actually make sure that your profile is open to work to recruiters. If you are currently, I don't think it sounds desperate that you are open to work. In fact, as a recruiter, when I search for candidates in LinkedIn Recruiter, always in the first instance, I will look at people who are open to work, because it's more likely they will come back to me. So, having said that, unless you're like desperately trying to find a job in the next week, it's enough to be open to recruiters only, because typically it's the recruiters who will be able to see you. Most recruiters use LinkedIn Recruiter, which is this, we have access to everyone on LinkedIn, which is over 1 billion people. So it's enough to be open to recruiters. But if you want to be open to the public, I think that's absolutely fine. I don't find it's a negative. I know there will be some people who think it looks desperate. Personally, I disagree. Like, when you look at, just in general, all the layoffs that happen, there are a lot of people looking for work. So, but my personal opinion is enough to be open to recruiters. So going back to LinkedIn. So first, you start with your headline, optimize your headline. You also want to write a strong about me section that tells a story. So most people underutilize this section by either leaving it blank, or they just list some generic skills. But that's actually your chance to sell yourself in a way that's engaging and memorable. So you might want to start with like, what's a summary of your experience? So, maybe marketing manager with 10 years of experience in this and that. So start with a strong hook. What sets you apart? You want to highlight your key skills and experience. Like, what is it that you do best? Definitely mention some results. You want to showcase your impact and achievements, and also include a call to action. How can people reach you? You then want to optimize your work experience section, and very important that you focus on results, not just responsibilities. Most job seekers just focus on just list the job responsibilities, but recruiters want to see impact and achievements. So, a strong work experience section should include job titles that match industry standards, use bullet points versus paragraphs for easy readability, and definitely highlight some quantifiable achievements. So as an example, let's say you're a marketing manager. Don't just say that you manage social media campaigns, you led SEO initiatives, and that you created content for website and email marketing. You want to have section, you want to have a description that's impact driven, so for example, develop the content strategy that increased website traffic by 150% in 6 months, or led a paid ad campaign that resulted in 35% increase in lead generation. Just things like that, or like, let's say you're a software engineer, don't just say that you built and maintained company website, or you worked on bug fixes and new features, and you assisted in backend development. Mention something specific, so maybe you optimize database queries, reducing load times by 30% and improving performance, or maybe you led the migration from legacy code to modern architecture, enhancing system scalability. So always focus on the result. It doesn't always have to be a number, because I know it's not possible to quantify everything, but ideally you want to have some metrics. Another important point, use skills and keywords to appear in recruiter searches. Recruiters search for candidates by skills and job titles. So if you don't list them, you will not appear in searches. So make sure that your top skills are listed in the skills section. LinkedIn allows you to have 100 skills right now. You also want to use some relevant job titles, even if your past title was slightly different. Like, for example, if you were, say, a client success advocate, but but everyone else calls these people customer success manager, you might want to list it as a customer success advocate, and maybe like in brackets customer success manager, so that you come up in those search results. And also you want to stay active and engage with recruiters. Like, even with a great profile, you won't get noticed if you're never active on LinkedIn. So as I was already saying earlier, comment on some posts from industry leaders or hiring managers. You can ask insightful questions. Maybe post once a week to stay visible. You can share industry trends, career insights or achievements, and definitely use LinkedIn to connect with hiring managers, with recruiters, and to conduct informational interviews. So just by optimizing your profile and staying active, you will definitely attract more recruiters and open doors to new opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you for that insightful answer, Margaret. So I am stunned. You are not only a career coach, but you are an expert LinkedIn trainer as well.
Yeah, I do LinkedIn trainings as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know. If you're ever hiring someone in your team, related to LinkedIn, I'll be sending my name to you, or